Welcome to another adventure of our Great Lakes road trip. Leaving Cleveland, we traveled along the lake, which was beautiful, Lake Erie, and our destination was actually Wild Winds Buffalo Preserve. But in this sequencing of photos, slightly out of order, so we'll just roll with it. But it was great to pass through the small, quaint towns. We even passed under a covered bridge, which was great, and a quick stop to fuel up at a local lake inside, not Lake Erie. But it was a great place to stop, unwind, and have a snack and refuel for our next big stop we were going to have. We did pass by several Amish communities in Ohio. I'm always fascinated by seeing the horse and buggies, and of course, stopping at their farms for any produce that we needed. As you can see, the weather was beautiful, blue skies, barely a cloud in the sky. Our first destination is Indiana Dunes National Park. Many people associate sand dunes with the ocean. This was our first look at the impressive dunes as they rose along the southern shore of Lake Michigan. Park protects more than 15,000 acres of beaches, forests, wetlands, rivers, and prairies. Scientists consider this one of the most biologically diverse national parks in the U.S. The dunes themselves were formed many, many years ago, thousands of years ago, as glaciers melted and retreated. They left behind enormous amounts of sand. The park became a national park system in 1966. This was a great first stop. We were able to get onto the sand, take a break, and just gaze out at Lake Michigan. It was truly awe-inspiring. Continuing our trip north, we stopped in at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. This stretches for more than 35 miles along the eastern shore of Lake Michigan. The area is famous for its towering sand dunes. As you can see, if you don't make it back to the top of the sand dune, there is a hefty fine for the Coast Guard to come out. Pictures don't do justice as far as how steep the drop was on the sand dune. Prior to coming here, I had thought, oh, I'll climb down. But when you're there in person, you do think twice about that. Some of the sand dunes here in this park rise nearly 450 feet above Lake Michigan. It's just such a dramatic landscape in the eastern United States. Looking out across the lake, the water was a combination of blues and greens. It felt like we were in the Caribbean. It was hot that day. Definitely a very warm day. I'm not sure if we could do it in the summer. Our trip was in September. The forests surrounding the dunes are filled with wildlife. They have many deer, foxes, black bears, lots of bald eagles, and many other different types of birds. During every season, Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes offers something different to experience. There were many signs to give you information about the area, as well as a deck that you could walk out on, which gave you a great perspective of the area. So the videos are not in sequence. We actually stopped at Wild Winds Buffalo Preserve first before heading to the dunes, but I'll let you give you the experience on the Wild Winds. So the Wild Winds was started by a doctor who wanted to preserve the buffalo species. He has created such an amazing space. Watching these powerful creatures graze was something we were looking forward to. There's a great museum of the culture as well as the history of the buffalo in the eastern United States, as well as many Native American tribes. We were able to take a tour in the back of a Chevy pickup truck. Our tour guide was Bill. Bill was half Navajo and an old cowboy. So many stories I can't even begin to explain. But as you can see him there in the picture, he definitely didn't slow down. And right now we're getting ready to head out. And he was giving us some final words of caution not to stick our hands out. Um, he brings you right into the herd of buffalo. This was, oof, how do I explain it? It's inspiring. humbling. You're parked amongst all of these creatures that could easily ram the truck, but they were gentle. We did stay in the back of the truck, and he shut off the motor, and they walked around us. And he told us that, the buffaloes are very, uh, oh gosh, they sense things about people. He was very spiritual. There was a nice breeze that day, thank God. And we did see the different paddocks that they have for the buffaloes. We did catch some babies. I'm not sure if I have them in these pictures, but that was really great to see. And if you have a chance to go to Wild Wind Buffalo Preserve, definitely you want to check out the tour with Bill. I can't say enough about the great things that they're doing to preserve these magnificent species. So again, through the covered bridge and heading over to our hip camp for the night, which was on the shore of Lake Michigan. Priceless. Thanks for coming along. We're glad you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe.